Have you ever sat down to work on something important? Maybe a report for your job, an essay for school, or a creative passion project, and within 5 minutes found yourself holding your phone? You didn't even decide to pick it up. It just happened. One minute you were looking at your computer screen, and the next minute you were scrolling through Instagram, or checking the news, or replying to a text message that wasn't urgent. You snap out of it, put the phone down, and scold yourself. Okay, you say. Focus. For real this time. You type 2 sentences. Then you feel a little itch, a little buzz in your pocket, or maybe just the silence feels too loud. So you open a new tab on your browser. You check your email, you check the weather, you check the price of Bitcoin, and suddenly an hour has passed. The document is still blank. The work isn't done. And you feel exhausted, not because you worked hard, but because your brain has been running on a treadmill of distractions. We tend to blame ourselves for this. We tell ourselves, I'm just lazy. We tell ourselves, I have a short attention span. We tell ourselves, I just can't focus like other people. But I am here to tell you that you are not broken. You are not lazy, and you do not have a broken brain. You are simply fighting a war against the smartest engineers in the world, and you are fighting it with the wrong weapons. Welcome back to Simple Notebook. Today we are going to talk about the currency of the 21st century, focus. And I'm going to share with you one single habit, a physical action you can take right now that will instantly double your ability to concentrate. It is not meditation, it is not a supplement, it is a change in your environment. To understand the solution, we first have to understand the enemy. Why is focus so hard? The answer lies in a chemical called dopamine. Your brain is wired to seek out novelty. Thousands of years ago, this kept us alive. If you saw a flash of red in the bushes, you paid attention because it might be berries, food, or a tiger, danger. Your brain is designed to be easily distracted by new information. Today, that flash of red is a notification badge. It is a buzzing phone. It is a refreshing news feed. Every time you check your phone, you get a tiny hit of dopamine. It feels good. It feels stimulating. Work, on the other hand, deep, meaningful work is usually boring at first. It's slow. It doesn't give you instant feedback. So when you sit down to focus, your brain has a choice. Do I choose the slow, difficult task? Or do I choose the magic rectangle in my pocket that guarantees instant dopamine? Your brain will choose the magic rectangle every single time, unless you change the equation. The habit that instantly increases focus is called the friction rule, or more simply, the phone exile. Here is the habit. When you need to do deep work, you do not just put your phone face down on the desk, you do not just put it on silent, you take your phone, you walk into another room, and you leave it there. I know what you're thinking. That's it. That's the secret? Yes, and here is the science to prove why it works and why just putting it on silent is not enough. A study conducted at the University of Texas at Austin did a fascinating experiment. They took a group of people and asked them to complete a series of cognitive tests that required deep focus and memory. They split the people into 3 groups. Group 1 was asked to leave their phones in the lobby, in another room entirely. Group 2 was asked to keep their phones in their pockets or bags. Group 3 was asked to place their phones face down on the desk in front of them. Here's the kicker. All the phones were on silent, no notifications were ringing. The results were shocking. The group that left their phones in the other room significantly outperformed the other 2 groups. But here's the scary part. The group with the phones face down on the desk performed the worst. Why? The researchers call it brain drain. Even when your phone is silent, and even when it is face down, your brain is actively doing work to ignore it. A part of your subconscious mind is constantly monitoring the device. Is there a message? Who's texting me? I wonder what's happening on Twitter. It's like sitting in a room with a delicious chocolate cake on the table while you're on a diet. You might not eat the cake, but a huge amount of your mental energy is being spent trying not to eat the cake. You have less energy left over for your work. When you physically remove the phone from the room, you sever that connection. Your brain stops monitoring the device because it knows it's not accessible. The brain drain stops, and suddenly all that mental energy flows back into your work. So how do we implement this habit without feeling anxious?
Because let's be honest, the first time you leave your phone in the other room, you will feel panic. You will feel phantom vibration syndrome. You will feel bored. This brings us to the second part of the habit, embracing the boredom barrier. When you start your work without your phone, about 5 minutes in, you will hit a wall. You will feel an intense urge to stop. You will feel restless. This is your brain having a dopamine withdrawal. Most people quit here. They go get their phone. But if you push through that barrier, if you just sit there, stare at the screen, and refuse to leave the room, something magical happens around the 10-minute mark. The urge subsides. Your brain realizes, okay, no dopamine is coming from the phone. I guess we have to get dopamine from this work. And that's when you enter the flow state. Flow is that beautiful state where time disappears, where you are completely locked into the task, where the words just come out, or the code just works, or the reading becomes immersive. You can't get to flow if your phone is in the room. You just can't. The temptation is too high. So here's your challenge from Simple Notebook. It's very simple, but it requires courage. The next time you have a task that requires your brain, whether it's studying, writing, or planning, try the phone exile. Step 1, put your phone on silent. Step 2, walk to the kitchen, the hallway, or a closet. Step 3, put the phone on a shelf. Step 4, walk back to your workspace and shut the door. Tell yourself, I am not allowed to touch that phone for 60 minutes. When you sit down, you will feel lighter. You will realize that the world will not end if you don't answer a text for an hour. You will realize that you are capable of deeper thoughts than you imagined. You are reclaiming your attention. You are taking back the steering wheel of your own mind. Focus is not a talent that some people are born with. Focus is a byproduct of your environment. If you design an environment that is free of distractions, you will be focused. If you design an environment full of triggers, you will be distracted. It's that simple. So stop fighting a losing battle against your willpower. Use the friction rule. Make the bad habit hard by moving the phone away, and make the good habit easy by having your work right in front of you. Give yourself the gift of silence. Give yourself the gift of hope. Thank you for watching Simple Notebook. Leave your phone in the other room and go do the best work of your life.